The Lady with the Dog by Anton Chekov is a short story published after the turn of the 20th century in Russia about a scandalous relationship between two committed lovers. Each of the two protagonists of the story hastily married into families that they do not appreciate, and they seek the attention that they crave through other people. While the social expectation and status quo differs from our understanding of marriage and relationships in modern times, the story offers us perspective on why it is important to take care while making important and life-changing decisions. In order to live a happy and fulfilling life, it is important for everybody to properly assess their decision-making when engaging in a commitment which will restrict some of their individual freedoms. Early on in the story, the narrator uncovers the perspective of Dmitry Gurov in saying it was long since he had first begun deceiving her, and he was now constantly unfaithful to her, and this was no doubt why he spoke slightingly of women, to whom he referred to as the lower race. Gurov will solidify this point of view later in the story, but it is clear that he is not appreciative of his wife or his family situation. When the narrator says that it had been a long time since he had first begun deceiving her, we understand that Gurov has been cheating for a long time, and that he must have fabricated an alternate lifestyle in order to accommodate this. We also understand that Gurov looks down upon women, and it seems like his ability to cheat on his wife is one of the contributing factors for his lack of respect for her. Upon meeting Anna, Gurov acts differently and is not reflective of his earlier belief system. It is clear to us through his relationship with Anna that Gurov has little understanding of women and that he has made a mistake regarding his current wife and family situation. An article titled Surprised by Love by Robert Fulford explores the social component of the story, and it offers context about the time period. Fulford mentions that Chekov differs from other Russian authors of his time, as he pushed for more modernity in his writing and hoped to create a world of literature where there were no restrictions. Fulford also highlights the perspective of Gurov by honing in on an excerpt where Gurov likens the lingerie of his mistresses to scales on a snake. He uses this excerpt to explain Gurov's beliefs about women, and how in his eyes Anna would be no different than the rest. Of course, we know that the story continues because Gurov finally feels a connection with a woman, but what is Chekov trying to say about relationships? Fulford seems to believe that Chekov's message is that love is rare and that his writing reflects his feelings and experiences about marriage in his community. On the other hand, Boyd Kreisman unpacks the love Gurov feels through his two flights of emotion. Kreisman close reads a passage from Gurov's first meeting with Anna, noting that although Gurov allowed himself to let go of everything around him in that moment, he was not yet in love with Anna. Kreisman identifies that the pivotal idea in this scene is that the memory of Anna stays with Gurov long after he expected to forget her. Kreisman also discusses the second flight of emotion, where Gurov becomes disgusted with life in Moscow. Kreisman brings up a powerful argument using this excerpt, where he proposes that Gurov's motive may have been driven by his desire to leave the tedium of his lifestyle rather than his love for Anna. Regardless of the motive, Kreisman claims that the important conclusion to this plot is that both Gurov and Anna have expanded their understanding of each other and the world. It seems that Kreisman thinks Chekov's message is that love is real, but takes a great effort to discover. Through the analysis of the articles from Fulford and Kreisman, we can better understand the historical context of the text, as well as the alternative perspectives on the plot. We know that Chekov is providing commentary on the role of relationships in early 20th century Russia, but it is not entirely clear what point he is trying to make. Fulford seems optimistic about the presence of love and how it can change the most deep-rooted beliefs, while Kreisman is hesitant to place a label on the interactions between Gurov and Anna and believes that Gurov may just be running from his past. In either case, it is clear that Chekov wants us to bear in mind that the permanence of marriage and have optimism about finding love.